Hi listeners, it's Kat here from Aghast. I just wanted to take a quick minute outside of the show to let you know about empowerment coaching. I know this is probably confusing a lot of people right now. Outside of telling you about true crime, I work as a life coach, helping others achieve their goals, break down barriers, eliminate limiting beliefs, or anything else a person may need guidance to achieve their most authentic life. The world has been upside down since 2020, and I know a lot of us may be lost, confused, or unsure as to what we want and how to get there. If you think speaking with a life coach may help you, please feel free to contact me at alteregowellness@outlook.com or at alteregowell on Instagram. Okay, now back to our show.
Hi folks, how you doing? That's a rhetorical question. Boy, we got a gruesome one for you. Holy cow. It's definitely worse than the fucking gas prices. This is not going to be a happy one, so make sure you fill up your drink right to the brim. We got, today, a father named Fidel, beer bottles, a hair straightener, and a history of disorderly conduct. If you're thinking, well, sounds like he's talking about Justin Trudeau, you're not fucking wrong. But no, we're not talking about him today. Today we're talking about the very, very gruesome murder of Maria Nemeth by the piece of shit Fidel Lopez. This one's gonna suck. Best of luck to you. Best of luck to us. Let's get into it. I'm John. And I'm Kat. And this is Aghast. Oh dear. We've been trying to be productive. I know you can't see how productive we're being, but we're getting up early every day and, doing our writing, doing our life coaching.
Working out.
So we decided to start off our morning. It is now 8:26 in the a.m.
Yeah, John has that nice, sultry, tired voice.
This is the best way to start a day, with a murder and a rape.
Yes. Yeah, well, I don't know how you know what's in there.
I don't know. Is it a good story today?
You're jumping to conclusions.
Is it a good story?
It's a true crime story. I don't think
happy
you can
endings?
say it's a good story.
Any happy endings?
Why don't you give us our disclaimer?
Listen, folks. If you haven't figured it out already, we have a light touch approach to true crime. And if we don't do it this way, we become depressed and moody, and we're millennials, so we, at any moment, like Goku, fighting as hard as he can in Super Saiyan 3, one good punch could send him back into normal Saiyan mode. One good punch to a millennial could send us back into emo territory. And our hair could go black, and Evanescence could start playing in the back of our minds. We don't want that to happen. So we make fun of the murderers, the rapists, the bastard parents who begat these shitheads, and all the other fucking assholes surrounding these crimes who make it easier for these pricks to do so. And we don't like them. If this is not the true crime that you're looking for, then fuck off. For the rest of you, pour yourself some grain alcohol, and let's start taking shots and getting depressed. Thank you.
Well, I think if there's one thing we learned based off of that disclaimer, it's that John's brain doesn't work this early in the morning.
What do you mean?
Thank you. Drink for baguette.
All right, let's get on with the goddamn show.
Okay. Maria Nemeth was a Peru-born woman who moved to Florida in her teenage years. Now, 30 years old, she worked as a leasing agent. She met 25-year-old Fidel Lopez at a nightclub, and the pair fell head over heels for each other. Fidel was born in Havana, Cuba, and moved to Florida when he was 15 years old to be with his father, who was already in the country.
Sorry, so is this current times? Is this today?
Yes, it's present times.
Present times? So when you say now 30 years old, like it's now, she's 30 years old in 2022?
No, not this exact year, but why don't you just shut up?
Or...
God. Maria was recently separated from her husband of 8 years at the time of her meeting Fidel. Fidel and Maria moved in together a year into their relationship. They found an apartment in the property Maria was a leasing manager for, so it couldn't have been more perfect. A week into their new place, Fidel had come home from work to a home-cooked meal. After they ate, they headed out to Fidel's mother's for a little while, then stopped off at a Chili's restaurant for margaritas.
Chili's.
Baby back ribs.
Is it just me, or is the name Fidel, like...
It's got...
enough of that name.
Yeah.
It's right up there with Saddam and Adolf.
I know.
And soon enough, Justin and Joe are going to be on that list.
I'm aging myself with this, but back in my days when I used to watch America's Top Model with Tyra Banks.
So yesterday.
There was one of my favorites on one of the seasons of the show was a girl named Isis. And I just like, we can't, that's such a pretty name, but it's just got such a terrible tie to it now that it's just like we should retire that name as well.
Oh, it seemed like when we were watching Downton Abbey, the dog's name is Isis.
That's right, yes.
You just see like this British lord, Isis, come here, girl, Isis, come.
I remember when Coca-Cola was doing that promo thing where all the cans and bottles would have a name on it and people were always searching for their name.
Oh, yeah.
And Isis was one of them. And then like people like protested to have Isis removed off of the bottle. And I'm like, this still is people's name. You know, like as if you're going to protest, have a person's name taken off a bottle. But anyways, we're getting way off track.
I would love to know the statistic of like the kinds of people who have these names.
So they went to Chili's for margaritas. They then stopped at a local liquor store on the way home and picked up some tequila before heading home.
Oh yeah, nightcap.
The pair still didn't have much furniture, so they utilized some of the moving boxes they had into a table. The couple enjoyed their evening, drinking tequila and dancing. However, coming out of a drunken, stoned state, Fidel came inside from having a cigarette to find Maria on the bathroom floor not breathing.
Oh, shit.
He called 911 panicking at 3:39 a.m.
911, what is your emergency?
Hello? Fucking hurry up, man. My girlfriend's fucking in the bathroom. She's gonna breathe. I mean, like, oh my God, she's gonna die, man. Come on. Okay.
I can barely understand what's going on.
No, my God, she was slinky in the leg. I don't know when she went to the bathroom or when I went there. It was full blood and everything, like, I don't know, man, she's not breathing. I mean, like, she's gonna die, man. Come on, son of that's over here right now, man. I don't know, I just smoke right here, man. I just smoke right here, and another happened.
Let's talk with the address on it so we can get her some milk.
Daddy, come on, man. Please don't fucking close your eyes, Daddy. Come on.
Okay. I need to know something with the address on it so we can get her some milk.
Oh, man.
Sir, I need the address so I can get her some milk.
Listen, I'm right. I don't know, it's just to be outside with the dominant scammer. I don't care. She was here. She just rented the apartment with me. She was here. She's a sister money in this fucking
okay.
I don't know, man. She's not breathing, man. She's not breathing. She's gonna die. She's not breathing, man. Come on, man.
What apartment are you in? Sir, tell me what apartment are you in?
Okay, come on, Robin, please send the phone right here. She's gonna die, man. Come on, she's gonna die.
So I'm gonna send you some help, okay? Sir, stay with me. I'm going to send you help, okay?
So he called 911 panicking at 3:39 a.m., saying his girlfriend was not breathing. He says on the 911 call, quote,
"She was drinking, and I don't know what happened. She went to the bathroom, and when I went there, it was floor blood and everything. I don't know, man. She not breathing. She gonna die. Come on, man."
When paramedics got to their apartment, they were met with a horrific scene straight out of a horror movie. It was very clear that some sort of struggle took place. The glass patio door was completely smashed, just a frame with shards of glass all over the floor of the living room and balcony. Blood everywhere, on the walls, the carpet, in the living room, everywhere. There were holes in the walls and items tossed about, and doors were ripped from their hinges. They found Fidel crying over Maria's naked body in the bathroom. Maria was not just passed out drunk. She was lying on the floor in a pool of her own blood with her vaginal anatomy and intestines beside her on the floor.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
As well as other bodily tissue. Originally, police and paramedics thought that this may have been a botched home abortion. Maria was pronounced dead 30 minutes after help arrived. Neighbors did report to the canvassing police that they did hear a lot of noise and a male yelling coming from the apartment for about 2 hours. Which, I mean, I would call the cops.
I don't think he was having a cigarette for 2 hours.
And, he comes in from a drunken stone state from having a cigarette and just, the patio doors and shards.
Yeah.
But, if I heard a male voice yelling from an apartment for 2 hours and banging, I would likely call the cops. Yeah. No, I'm not trying to, pin blame on these neighbors, but come on.
Yeah. At least after 45 minutes.
I know.
They're interrupting Coronation Street.
Detectives took Fidel in to get his statement, and he claimed that they had been drinking, and then they had very rough sex in the closet. Then Maria ran to the washroom feeling nauseous and passed out. They found objects around Maria that were clearly used to sexually assault her. When they asked about these objects, Fidel said that it was part of their rough sex. She wanted to experiment with beer bottles being inserted inside of her.
Yes, every girl wants to experiment with that.
No kidding.
That'd be fun.
Thankfully, the detectives didn't buy this. After pushing Fidel a bit more, he came clean about what really happened in that house.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
After enjoying their dancing and tequila, Maria and Fidel began having sex in the closet. It was during this that Maria said her ex's name twice during sex. This sent Fidel into a fury of rage. He said to the detectives, quote, "She called me the name of the other fucking guy, and she said it twice and she was wrong. She was confusing me with him," end quote. It was after that Fidel smashed the sliding glass door, then punched the wall. When he came back to the closet where he left Maria, she was passed out on the floor. He then inserted beer bottles into Maria's vagina as well as a flat iron hair straightener.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Did he turn on the fucking
No,
straightener?
I believe it was he just grabbed it.
This guy is clearly a piece of fucking garbage.
Yeah.
You think someone like that who would do this fucking shit would look at the fucking plug and be like, I wonder.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
So after inserting those objects, he then inserted... Now, I'm warning you, this is graphic, everyone, so you can skip forward about 15 seconds if you want.
Either that or Waterfall, whatever you're drinking right now.
So after inserting those objects inside of her, he then inserted both his arms elbow deep into her vagina, located her intestines, and pulled them out. After pulling out her insides, he added that she didn't move at all, and he was now worried that something was wrong with her.
Oh my God. Both arms.
Yeah.
Like fucking...
Elbow deep.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And I just look, and he, you know what he looks like. He's a built guy, he's a bigger guy, and I look at your arms, and I couldn't even imagine that.
He's a fat, ugly prick.
Well, he wasn't fat then, though.
Yeah, but he was ugly.
Yeah, so after doing that to her, she didn't move and he was worried that something was wrong with her. So he grabbed some water and splashed it on her face, trying to wake her.
Oh, what a fucking dumbass. You know what though? I did spend 8 years as a lifeguard, and I it's some people think that it's kind of like an old wives' tale, like putting butter on a burn. Actually, it's very beneficial when you find someone with their intestines pulled out of their crotches, to splash cold to lukewarm water on their face to determine their level of consciousness.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
How did you
It's a fucking joke. It's not this guy is a fucking ass.
I know it was a joke.
Oh my
I was
God.
riding with it.
I was riding the first aid joke high.
So yeah, he splashed the water on her face trying to wake her, but she didn't wake at all, still unconscious.
What a fucking disgusting bastard.
He washed off his hands in the washroom, then went outside for a cigarette. After coming back in to check on her to see if she was breathing, he finally called 911. Fidel Lopez was arrested that day for first-degree murder.
Wow, first degree. I would agree.
As well as 2 counts of sexual battery. During the jury selection, the defense was stating that Fidel's Miranda rights weren't read to him properly, so he didn't understand his rights at the time.
Oh, fuck that garbage.
Fuck
that shit.
They were also trying to limit the amount of crime scene photos that would be shown during the trial.
Fuck that.
Fidel Lopez originally pleaded not guilty. However, at his court hearing, he changed the plea to guilty. It was a plea deal that he made with the prosecutors. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Fidel said he was ready to take full responsibility for what he did and serve the punishment he was given.
All right. It's not what he deserved, but take one shot.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Beggars can't be choosers. Clearly, they must have the death sentence in Florida. Florida's a good state.
I believe they do, but I don't think anyone's been executed since like 2006 or something like that.
I wonder if that was the deal he got. But take a shot for life and take another shot for no parole.
Yeah.
This fucker is going away. He's not coming out.
I would like to note that he didn't have a violent record. He only had one private conviction of disorderly conduct in 2014 that was on his record.
Yeah, but just look at his fucking face. And if you're listening to a podcast, look up this fucker and look at his fucking face.
Fidel Lopez.
Jesus Christ. He looks like his entire life was disorderly conduct. He looks like the kind of person that a normal person would see walking towards them on the street. You would go to the other side of the street or grab something metal in your pockets to shove in his eyes the moment he tries something. Like, he looks like a fucking criminal.
Maria's father spoke through a translator at the final day of court, saying, quote, "If I had to summarize the life of Maria, it would be very difficult to express it in a few lines. I just want to tell you that she was and will continue to be a model of affection, effort, perseverance, and love of humanity." End quote.
Jesus. That would have been really fucking tough to say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So what a horrific... I am just... like, thank goodness if what he says was true, that she was unconscious during this whole process.
God, I hope she was unconscious.
I know.
Holy fuck.
Now, when police were canvassing, there was no reports about a woman screaming.
Well, that's
so,
good.
like...
But you can just imagine this fucking... A guy was definitely screaming. So some guy is just screaming his head off, shoving shit up a fucking woman's vagina.
And I don't think...
Jesus Christ. The guy must have went insane. Like, if
it was a rage kill. I wouldn't be surprised, though. I cannot imagine that she was just passed out drunk.
No.
I think he punched her or she took some kind of blow to the head that knocked her unconscious.
Is there any evidence of that? Like, I indicate that?
Nothing that I read indicated that, but... It
does smell...
Like, to just be passed out drunk and literally have, like... There's been times where you and I have had a little bit too much to drink and, like, we're watching a movie or something and I fall asleep and, like, you'll shift on the couch and I wake up. You know? Like, I couldn't imagine having my insides pulled out of me and beer bottles and stuff inserted and not waking up.
You know, and he's the only one who can speak to what happened
that night.
That's
what I mean.
But it just doesn't make sense. Okay, they were having tequila, but they bought one bottle? Yeah. Maybe did a little bit of drinking beforehand? where they were dancing and fucking in a closet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't just fucking pass out from that shit. And what is weird is he has this apparent, you know, very clean history with only like one offense of disorderly conduct.
Mm-hmm.
You know, despite looking the way he fucking does.
Mm-hmm.
And then he takes a deal and gets life without parole. What the fuck? Who was this fucking guy?
That's a good thing, though. I think it's good that a jury wasn't subjected.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm just like, who was this fucking guy who apparently wasn't a criminal but is capable of doing something like this? And they give him first degree. And I agree. You don't fucking pull someone's intestines out of their fucking crotch without, you know, planning.
Or, yeah.
Like, that's what I'm going to do. You know, it's not an easy fucking thing.
Yeah, I agree.
But like you said, if he's trying to pose it as a fucking crime of passion, that would be second degree.
Yeah.
But he definitely got first degree.
Yeah.
I just find this whole thing really fishy. Like, who the fuck is this piece of shit?
I agree. And there was some transcripts of phone conversations with his mother, and she seemed very supportive of him. He seems remorseful. On those transcripts, he was remorseful, saying every time he closes his eyes, all he sees is her, and he misses her, and she was the best thing that ever happened to him. So something happened. I don't know, like...
Well, hopefully it haunts him for the rest of his days.
Yeah, and it seems to be, so...
But yeah, no kidding, eh? Like, I can't imagine a good person, a normal fucking person, even a reformed criminal or someone who did, like, a few shady things, and they're, like, just doing something like that. Like, the magnitude of it is
yeah, that's like
alarming. It throws me off. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what to fucking think. You know, maybe he is remorseful and maybe he is a decent person deep down, but...
Well, usually when you
that.
hear those things, like of crimes we've read or listened to or have covered, when you hear such brutality, it's usually realizing a fantasy.
Yeah.
It's usually like
really?
a mentally ill person who has these fantasies about doing this to someone, and then they bring it to life. So I'm not saying that that's what he did, but typically that's what you see is somebody who's, you know, who does something so sick, has already had a history of mental illness, fantasizing about this. So it is interesting to me. I don't know.
But regardless, hopefully someone in prison will split his penis and pull his balls inside.
Oh, stop. Oh, God, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Just dig right in there and grab his colon.
John. All right, let's wrap that up. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Fuck that guy. Wait.
Oh, that's our cue.
And
We have Dylan McDermott's face coming on for us.
yeah. The Dylan McDermott alarm is on. Dylan McDermott. We should get like a recording of Dylan McDermott.
Just like a bell. All right.
All right. Let's listen to the words, the gentle words of Dylan McDermott. You'd see those movie stars on the screen and say, I want to be that guy. Wow,
I have goosebumps.
that's profound.
That is...
Who made this collection of quotes? None of these, like, there's a few good ones, but most of them are just like, they're just
statements.
They're just statements. They're not fucking profound or anything.
Yeah.
Just in this fucking webpage.
Well, thank you for joining us, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much for sticking through this. Hope you have a nice rest of your week. Try not to imagine what it looked like. Do not do any fucking research on the photos.
Yeah. And have a great week.
Yeah, take care.
Goodbye.
Ta-ta.
Goodbye. You can check us out on YouTube at Catam Concoction.
That's CATAM CONCOCTION.
And on Instagram at cast_aghast.
Remember, there's a silent H.
like to take
Fuck's sakes.
Hi, folks.
Are you having a stroke? And I would like to point out, he says in his disclaimer, we make fun of the murderers. But the way John says it makes it sound like he says we make fun of the murders, which we don't do that.
Oh,
So,
did I say that?
Yeah, you always make it sound like you say murders.
Oh, okay.
Murderers.
I'll fix that.
After they ate, they headed out to Fidel's mother's.
Fidel's mother's.
Two plurals? 2 S's?
Where are you?
After they ate,
Excuse me. Oh, did he fucking turn on the...
No, I don't mean to laugh. Yeah, so where did I end off? Oh.
Look where you're reading.